The Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by these great sponsors. Are you looking to value your equipment more accurately, target the right buyers and close more deals, reach your ideal customer? Then look no further. Fusable isn't just about ag data, it's about action. Our best-in-class solution empowers you to value your equipment accurately, make informed decisions, and find the perfect prospects. Ignite your dealership's growth at fusable.com/movingiron-podcast. Out in the field, every decision counts. You wouldn't plant without testing your soil, so why would you prospect blind? Introducing EDA, your one-stop shop for ag equipment intel. EDA goes beyond specs and prices. You get deep dive data on every piece of equipment like UCC filings that help track ownership changes and uncover potential sales leads. D&B firmographics, which help you understand the financial health and buying power of potential customers. Market trends that help you stay ahead of the curve, and insights on equipment demands and pricings. With EDA, you're not just looking at data, you're seeing opportunity. Find the right buyer, sell smarter, and build lasting relationships. Visit edadata.com for your free demo and unlock the power of knowledge. For over 80 years, Iron Solutions has been your go-to data source for ag dealers, lenders, and manufacturers. Get powerful appraisal and value forecasting tools that fuel profitable decisions anytime, anywhere. Get your free demo at ironsolutions.com. Iron Solutions, confidence in every click. Today, there are many ways to finance ag equipment, but nobody delivers simple, fast, or flexible financing like AgDirect. Learn more about your options to buy, lease, and refinance equipment at agdirect.com. Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 for all your trucking needs. At Valley Transportation, our goal is to help you reach yours.
When you partner with Axon, you immediately gain access to a full range of products and solutions designed to meet the complex needs of today's grower. We carry all major brands and sizes of tires and wheels. We specialize in large diameter wheels for large equipment. We have one of the largest OEM replacement wheel inventories in North America. Known for extreme flotation setups, duals, and triples, we have wheels for all makes and models of tractors, sprayers, combines, and grain carts. If we don't have the wheel in stock, we'll custom build, sandblast, and paint in-house. There isn't a more vast inventory in North America dedicated to helping dealers move more iron. With facilities on the West Coast and in the heart of the Midwest, leverage our 230,000 square feet of indoor inventory to solve any problem a grower may have. Move more iron with Axon.
At Big Iron Auctions, customer satisfaction is our #1 goal. As the 40-year leader in auctions for agriculture, real estate, livestock, construction, and transportation, we are here to serve you. Big Iron will handle everything from start to finish. From meeting with you, to prepping your equipment, writing the listings, and collecting buyer's payments, let us do the heavy lifting for you. We love our customers, and we treat them like family. There's a Big Iron sales rep in your area, so let's get together. To learn more, visit bigiron.com.
Moving iron in the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving iron, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving iron.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast. I've got the folks here from Fusable again. I got Erik Montz from Fusable. He works on the EDA side. And I got Carrie here from 5 Star Equipment. And guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks, TC.
Good to have you guys here. I'm looking forward to this. Big fan of using data to figure out how to sell more stuff. So before we get into that too far, Erik, introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Casey, I am Erik Montz. I am a client success manager here at Fusable for EDA. I've been here for, I think, going on 7 years. So love the job, love the company, love the data, dig into it every day for everybody, for different clients such as Carrie, and just enjoy being here. And it's a great tool that hopefully I can point some people to the direction of.
Right on. Right on. Carrie, let's talk a little bit about yourself and 5-Star Equipment.
I'm Carrie Wolf from 5-Star Equipment. I'm currently the GSD, which is Get Shit Done. So I do a lot of different things here in the corporation. I work a lot with Erik with the EDA. He's been on board since I've been on board. So we're really close and work closely together.
Where is 5-Star Equipment at?
5-Star Equipment corporate location is located in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, near Scranton, and then we have 7 locations total in New York State and Pennsylvania.
Right on. Okay. We'll look forward to this and looking forward to talking about how everything's going there. But Erik, let's talk a little bit about what you see happening right now. We're coming up on the end of the year. Everyone's trying to figure out that last run here before the end of 2024 gets done, trying to cycle through that last sales cycle as we head to that peak tax buying season. That's what I always call it. That's what it is. They want to pay taxes. They're going to buy equipment. Kind of working their way through that. What are you seeing right now, and what's some of the activity that you feel like is going on out there?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's fixing to wrap up. Like you said, it is the tax buying season. End of the year, quarter 4, everybody trying to get what they can. Some of the things I am seeing, though, is there are a lot of dealers out there that have older inventory they're trying to get rid of, whether it's from buying maybe a little too much when it was scarce and being afraid of running out, or whether it's just been on back order and come in. Whatever it is, I have worked with several trying to get rid of some of the older machines on the lot, or maybe some unique machines on the lot that they just aren't moving. So that's really one of the biggest pain points. The other side of it is I've seen a little uptick in marketing dollars, just trying to get out in front of it and stuff. We do that at Fusable for our dealers as well, and use some of the EDA data to kind of target and be a little unique in that section, in that marketing section. So that's really the 2 biggest things I've seen so far.
Yep. With interest rates being the way they've been here over the last 18 months, we're seeing some pretty high interest rates, and which is, tabling some buying, but not necessarily a bunch of it. I guess as you look at that, Erik, what are some of the things you're seeing creatively that folks are doing?
I know all the manufacturers usually come out with some kind of dealing that they'll deal. I haven't spoken to a lot about the interest rate. I mean, I have the ones I've talked about. Of course, everybody knows we're in a election year.
Sure.
So there's always that thought, what's going to happen next year?
It's always fun.
Is it going to go down next year? So are people holding off now to see what happens? Or are they buying now because they don't want to go any higher? So I haven't really specifically heard of any of the deals that they're doing, but I know there's stuff out there trying to move the lot.
Yep, for sure. Well, Carrie, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing over at 5-Star Equipment and how that is working out for you. Talk a little bit about some of the unique ways you're using EDA and Fusable stuff to help either source customers or be more proactive with your interaction with customers.
Yeah, so working with Erik, originally we set up all of our territories for each sales rep, go through when we have new sales reps start and set their territory up for them already. So everything is already completed. So they just plug and go, right? One of the things we do is I use the EDA analyticals, and that is a big help. So if you're targeting certain models or even on the used, it'll show you a bunch of things. So it's going to show you your hot spots. So within like your AOR itself, it'll show you like your biggest market opportunity on the used. It'll show you per model. It will show you the financing per county to be able to help out your customers.
Carrie, how do you use some of the unique function that you see inside of EDA data? For example, I used to always take a look at how often they were buying, what they were buying, when they were buying, were they buying new or used, those kind of things. How are you using some of those functions inside of the data that you get?
Yeah, so we use the milestone watches within EDA itself, and I have those set up for the sales managers and their reps to look, leases. So what is their buying, like the timing of the buying, and when are the leases up, so we can approach the customer. Swayable, the probability of the swayable customer.
So Erik, when you're looking at the swayable stuff too, like that's one thing I used to pay attention to as well, is that what is the opportunity for either that person to sway into a if they're brand X to your brand type of thing, what's that look like? And then the milestone thing is a new one for me. So I guess walk me through those two products.
Yeah. So Carrie first mentioned the milestone watches. So what we're doing in that watch is we're alerting you when somebody has a piece of equipment that's reached a certain age. So the most common ones that we do are 36, 48, and 60 months because those are the most common financing terms.
Right.
And what it's going to do is anybody that shows up on that list, that means that they have purchased or financed an equipment 36 months ago. So you're trying to get in front of them.
Okay.
You're trying to get in front of them. You're trying to, whether they're ready to trade in, bind you, whatever it is. It's just letting you know, hey, these guys, their last purchase 36 months ago. Their last purchase 48 months ago. Whatever it is, you can set it to whatever. And then the other part of it is what we call is to put it all together is prospect insights, and that is swayable and buying probability. The first one is swayable. So we look at the buying history or purchase history of every prospect, and we assign a primary brand. So if they buy the majority of their equipment they buy or deer or cat, then they're going to have a primary brand of deer or cat, whichever one is the most. And then we look at the ratio and the difference between what they buy from their primary brand versus the units they purchase from everybody else. And we give them a score as to how swayable they are or to how loyal they are. So if somebody buys 100 Caterpillars and they buy just a couple of, Kubotas or deers here and there, then their swayable score is going to be in that loyalty range. It goes anywhere from completely loyal, to loyal to neutral to swayable. Now, if they buy 100 Caterpillar, but then they have 75, deer and 25 Kubota or whatever it might be, that makes them more in that swayable range because it seems like they're purchasing maybe more for availability or pricing versus what names on the equipment. And then the other part of the prospect insights is buying probability. And this is an algorithm that we have in-house that takes into account all their past purchases, what the age of the equipment that they own, where they're located in the season we're in, and it shoots out a score as to how likely this prospect is to purchase another piece of equipment within 1 year. And we update that score about every 1 to 2 weeks in the system. So basically somebody with a 98% buying probability is almost guaranteed to buy another piece of equipment within the next 12 months.
Gotcha. So, Eric, inside that milestone side of it, if I'm looking at that, say, hey, this customer bought something 36 months ago, 24 months ago, whatever it is, does it show a repeatability of like they're buying something every 36 months, 48 months? Does it show that or how does that work?
So it's not showing it in there. You can look at their history and see, how often they purchase. There is a tab in the analytics that Carrie mentioned earlier that will show you by quarter how they purchase. Okay. Sometimes on those prospects, you can see, hey, they buy most of their equipment in quarter 4 versus quarter 2 or whatever it might be. There isn't, but in that milestone watch, it's mainly just letting you know, hey, they bought this piece of equipment 36 months ago, but then you can look at their history and see if there's any kind of patterns. Now, there is a bar graph within that prospect profile that shows how many pieces of equipment they purchased every month throughout the last 3 to 5 years. So you can look at it that way and see if there's a pattern.
See a pattern develop, yeah. And that's what you need to see when you're looking at that, for sure. So, Carrie, you're working with your sales folks, and you're walking them through those kind of things. How are you focused on the specific pieces of equipment that you're looking for? Is it strictly based on, hey, this is what we've got in inventory, so we got to go out and sell that, or hey, we're just trying to find someone to come buy stuff? How detailed are you in the alerts and stuff that you set up for your salespeople?
Yeah, so working with the sales team itself, going through the inventory, heavy on like a certain model, going through and creating the search for the competitive models also. So not only a deer model, but a competitive model, taking those and putting those into the analytical piece. And then it just tells a story. So when they have the whole story, it's actually very helpful.
Yeah, it really makes it simple because I think that's the side of the equation that sometimes people forget, right? You want to go out and target the folks that are buying the brand that you're selling, right? But it's the sometimes that low hanging fruit is the guy that's got the Komatsu dozer, and you've got the similar equivalent deer dozer sitting on your lot. So see if you can't go in and flip that guy out of that. So yeah, there's a lot of movement there.
Like, Carrie, you need to tell your sales team, here, I've given you the story, now go write your own ending.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Helping them hunt.
For sure.
That's what we do. We help them hunt.
There you go. You give them the bullets, right?
Right.
That's right. Carrie, do you use EDA when you're looking at, for example, some like programming? If you're going to run some kind of a special user code program or something like that out there, do you establish that stuff through EDA as you're looking at your data there, or do you like who we're going to go target and those kind of things for these special programs, or do you have other options out there that you're using to do that?
So usually, if it's segmentation, we'll look at the segmentation. And then on top of that, using, the information that we have in our system, but then I'll also pull the information from EDA and basically combine them.
All right, Eric, one thing I think people overlook about the EDA data side of it, it's not just the machine side, but you can also use that machine information to go out and establish what your actual machine population looks like and what's out there, and start targeting parts and service programs and winter service programs and those kind of things into your marketplace. So I guess talk a little bit about some of the stuff you've seen people use that with.
Yeah, so this actually takes us back to the milestone watches again on a couple of examples. I have some dealers that have watches set up for particular parts on the parts side of it, where, hey, just for an example, like hydraulic hoses, they're supposed to last 2 to 3 years. We set up a milestone watch to be alerted 24 months after the finance date. We select only the equipment types that use hydraulic hoses. Now your parts team has like a list of people that may be getting ready to trade in, whether, not trade in, but get a new hydraulic hoses, whether they're sending making a cold call or sending a postcard, whatever it might be. And the same thing on the maintenance side of it too, where you want to be alerted 12 months after the finance date, getting people, in for like a yearly maintenance or whatever it might be. And then also doing a search, hey, we got, wintertime's coming up. What do we need to do on this? Who has equipment that we know we need to reach out to? Running a search, year to date, whatever it might be, just finding a list of people that have bought equipment, that own equipment, get them ready for that winter season or whatever it might be. For sure.
Carrie, are you guys at 5-Star doing anything like that, where you're looking at that from the parts and service side of it, and incorporating that EDA data into that business?
Yeah. So for parts and service, mostly parts, I have a report that we run. So it's 30 days past used purchases, 30 days prior. That would go out to the CSAs. Then the CSAs would go in the field and approach those customers for undercarriage, filters, any kind of parts you could sell for that machine.
Yeah. And I think that's just one more additional kicker that you get with that data. That's more than just market share data and machine population data. There's a lot of stuff there that you can mine out of that. That's going to give you, just like you talked about, Eric, and especially on the undercarriage side, if you got a machine that's got 2,500 hours on it, and how close are you getting to where you need to start inspecting some undercarriage stuff and start looking at those points, and the dollars that come from those undercarriage rebuilds are pretty significant. So anytime you can add that back to the bottom line, so that's a big deal. So for sure. Eric, last thing here, let's talk a little bit about, as you look out right now, what are some of the key components you would want to talk to people about, saying, hey, these are some of the things that I think you should be taking a look at inside of our EDA program that are going to help you move that needle going into 25.
Yeah, I think some of the things we've talked about already, I won't go through the milestone watches again, but that's a big one. That's probably one of our most popular watches, because that is actually getting you out in front of the next person trying to make that sale. A couple of other things that we do have a version of a lost sales report to hold people accountable. I have a lot of sales managers that kind of watch it, and also the sales reps, so they're knowledgeable, knowing, hey, this guy, if I'm a deer dealer, they bought deer in the past, but hey, their last purchase, they swapped over to Kubota and bought a tractor. So finding out what's going on there, building that relationship back up. First time buyers watch is another thing that we have, where it's letting you know all these new players that come in. You may have a lot of these folks that are just buying Kubota or just buying deer. And if you're a deer dealer, you may not necessarily know about that Kubota guy, that one guy that's coming in and bought that one tractor, but this first time buyer's watch will actually put them on your radar so that you can see all your competitors' purchases as well. Just some of those things. The other things is just being able to make a list, seeing that buying probability, that swayable score. We put those in there to help prioritize lists. So if a rep gets a list first of the month and they have 150 prospects on there, it's like, where do I start? Well, that was kind of the backbone of putting that buying probability, that loyalty score. Because somebody that's completely loyal, you're probably going to put them down close to the list because that's going to be the hardest one to move over. Somebody that's swayable, like you mentioned earlier, that low-hanging fruit from a competitor, those are the ones you probably can turn a little bit faster. And especially here in this season, getting towards the end of the year, trying to get some quick purchases, those swayable scores, those buying probabilities that have high, those are the ones that you want to take after first. So it's really giving you a big list, but it's also giving you helping you prioritize to which ones you want to go after first.
Right on. Well, Carrie, you got any final thoughts? Anything we missed that you want to make sure we throw in about what you're doing there at 5-Star Equipment?
Just working with Erik, it makes it easier, it makes it better. So having an admin maybe to initiate the EDA, run the reports, make their territories, do the work for them, let them roll with it for a few months, and then bring Erik in for a training. So that would be very helpful.
Yeah, I will say from my perspective that getting the EDA folks to come out and train your people and really walk through and really focus on what's going on, it's not a very hard task to do. They're the most the customer success folks are some of the most caring people I've ever been around, as far as really worried about that you're getting the most out of your EDA subscription and really moving that needle. So you guys do a great job with that, Erik, over there at Fusable and EDA. So
I got a great team.
Yep, you have a great team. That's no doubt about that. They know everything. They're knowledgeable too, and that's the other side of it. That's really makes it easy. So, well, guys, I appreciate you being on the podcast. Erik, folks want to reach out to you. What's the easiest way to do that?
Yeah, so if you're an EDA, if you're already an EDA client, you can look at your account on EDA Line, and I have your client success manager there. If you need any help, you can also, there's an 800 number on the EDA website. If you're looking for a new client and want to kind of come in and learn about EDA, see if it's something for you, check out the Fusable website. It will have a link to all of our products. EDA is on there. They will get you in touch with the right person to reach back out to you.
Right on. And Carrie, if folks want to call 5-Star Equipment and buy everything you have on the lot, what's the easiest way to do that?
You can look us up on the web, www.5starequipment.com.
Right on. Well, guys, appreciate you being on the podcast. Look forward to the next one, and have a good rest of this 2024.
Yep.
Thank you, Casey and Erik.
Our podcast is brought to you by these great sponsors. Are you looking to value your equipment more accurately, target the right buyers and close more deals, reach your ideal customer? Then look no further. Fusable isn't just about ag data, it's about action. Our best-in-class solution empowers you to value your equipment accurately, make informed decisions, and find the perfect prospects. Ignite your dealership's growth at fusable.com/movingiron-podcast. Out in the field, every decision counts. You wouldn't plant without testing your soil, so why would you prospect blind? Introducing EDA, your one-stop shop for ag equipment intel. EDA goes beyond specs and prices. You get deep dive data on every piece of equipment, like UCC filings that help track ownership changes and uncover potential sales leads. D&B firmographics, which help you understand the financial health and buying power of potential customers. Market trends that help you stay ahead of the curve, and insights on equipment demands and pricings. With EDA, you're not just looking at data, you're seeing opportunity. Find the right buyer, sell smarter, and build lasting relationships. Visit edadata.com for your free demo and unlock the power of knowledge. For over 80 years, Iron Solutions has been your go-to data source for ag dealers, lenders, and manufacturers. Get powerful appraisal and value forecasting tools that fuel profitable decisions anytime, anywhere. Get your free demo at ironsolutions.com. Iron Solutions, confidence in every click. Today, there are many ways to finance ag equipment, but nobody delivers simple, fast, or flexible financing like AgDirect. Learn more about your options to buy, lease, and refinance equipment at agdirect.com. Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 for all your trucking needs. At Valley Transportation, our goal is to help you reach yours. This podcast is proudly provided by Axon, helping dealers move more iron for the past 100 years. Find out more at axontire.com. Move more iron with Axon.
Moving higher in the 21st century.